All right, good morning, everyone. I'm right here in obviously, arrived early in the morning. It's June 15, and the plane landed at I think that was 15 after 12 midnight. It was a quite, of course, a long flight. So I left California on the when on the 13th, right? Yeah, I got the COVID PCR on the 12th, and then on the 13th I left and had a connection in Seattle. From I flew from Oakland. It was almost 3 4 hours, actually 3 hours plane ride from Oakland to Seattle, and I believe that was 4 hours in Seattle or 6 hours, forgot. And then from Seattle to Doha, another 14 hours, even longer than traveling to the Philippines, because you can travel to the Philippines in 10 hours or less, depending on where you're heading to, the Philippines or back to the US, depending on it depends on the trade winds. They call it the trade winds. Anyways, 14 hours. So in from Seattle to Doha, and Doha was about I was there for almost 4 hours connection in Qatar. I've never explored Qatar. I've been to Doha at the airport multiple times making a connection, but not actually leaving. Next time I'm going to plan a trip to Qatar. Yeah, so I was planning the trip to Qatar in the past, but it never happened. Yeah, it never happened. So, but this time after pandemic, I will, because I believe Qatar is not fully open for foreign travelers, only for the residents, and you gotta do quarantine. Anyway, and then from Doha to Tbilisi, I'm here in capital city of Georgia. It's only under 3 hours. I thought it was full. Yeah, but it's under 3 hours. It was a pretty actually it's a very packed flight. Every single seat was taken. As a matter of fact, I ended up sitting next to the window, which I don't fancy. I always actually pre-assigned seat, but this time I did pre-assign for aisle, but I needed to give up my seat because the flight attendant just asked me, because she know that I'm a single traveler, and the person who will be sitting next in the middle section, I mean in the middle seat, will be handicapped and she needs assistance. And then I saw her, she's really needing assistance, and she has a companion that needed to be seated next to her. So I gave it up. Anyways, I ended up by the window, really close with all the babies crying. That's why I don't fancy selecting seat in the middle. I always in the back. Normally the back is empty, but this one, pretty smaller version of Qatar Airways. Normally Qatar is massive, but this one is pretty small. But still 3 seats per side. It's a Qatar standard. It's a small aircraft, right? Yeah, it was. But the good thing is that it's only a under 3 hour flight, and it was quick. I was at the window. But the good thing is that once in a while I got to sit next to the window, but I didn't see anything at all because it's a red-eye flight. All right, it's a red-eye flight, but that's fine. Anyway, so I'm right here in Tbilisi. I am in the old town, and I heard and I saw from the videos and some articles that I've been reading about. Normally, before I visit the nation, I do a little bit of search about it, to know a little bit something about it, right? And the best place to start exploring Tbilisi is from the old town. I mean the old town. Oh, by the way, it's what time is it? I think it's half past 5 in the morning, and I'm still awake because I arrived, as I said, at almost. The plane landed at 15 after 12 midnight today at July 15. So as I said, I left on the 13th. It was a very long flight. So as a matter of fact, Georgia is 12 hours ahead Okay, I think 12 hours ahead as compared to the United States. So Emirates, Seychelles, they are that was the last time I experienced an 11-hour time difference when I was in Seychelles, but I thought that was the longest. But this one is 12-hour time difference. That's why I'm like an all right. Yeah, my sleep pattern again is affected. I haven't recovered yet from my jet lag from Seychelles. Now I'm here. I'm here again. But anyway, everything will be well. Yeah. So Tbilisi is a must-see destination. I know. All right. So I haven't explored. I haven't gone outside. I was just in a cab from the airport this morning. Oh, by the way, so the cab driver was he does not speak a lot of English. By the way, it's quite hard to communicate, but he's very very friendly and hospitable. And then he even waited for me. The good thing is that he picked me up instead of waving my hand getting a taxi. Getting taxi here is quick and easy, but I arrived red eye. That's why I decided to have the hotel ordered a taxi cab for me, and he waited for me. It's pretty awesome. And then he took me to the hotel, and then no, the hotel, as a matter of fact, the reception was closed. That's why he was the one. He's connected in the hotel, and he was the one who let me inside this hotel, which is in Old Town Tbilisi. This is a very rustic, I would say, facility, and it's a several story building. I'm gonna explore that, and then you feel like in an old Georgia. As a matter of fact, so later I'm going to capture some videos of the outside from the balcony. There's a balcony. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. I found out that you definitely don't need a COVID PCR test here in Georgia. That's what I said, as a matter of fact, from the immigration, because they didn't even ask me. It's only Qatar. Qatar, yeah. I could have waived the COVID testing, but in Qatar. So they asked for it. The thing is, in Qatar, technically, if you're not leaving the terminal, you don't need an RT-PCR. But as my experience, it's always better to get it done because they ask for it. They didn't ask for my vaccination. They did ask for my vaccination. So upon arrival in the immigration here in Tbilisi, they did not ask for my COVID testing, but they asked also for my COVID vaccination. So I presented my COVID vaccination card. Yes, they do accept it. If you're vaccinated, you're in. You don't need to undergo another PCR testing or a PCR testing if you did not do a PCR testing back home. Because at this point in time here in looking at the nice building outside, I'm gonna capture that later. Caught my attention. Sunrise already. Right. Lovely. Look at that. See, high ceiling. Okay, high ceiling. Anyway, so yeah, if you are fully vaccinated, you don't need a COVID testing within 72 hours. Because if you are not vaccinated, you will need to undergo a RT-PCR COVID testing within 72 hours upon arrival here in Tbilisi. If you don't do that and you leave the country, you'll be fine. I heard they fined about $600. That's quite a lot of money. It's okay, yeah, especially here in Georgia. Yeah, so but in my case, I am free, need not to do it because this is what I got. Welcome to Georgia. It's just right there. Yeah, it's just highlighted there, so it's both in Georgia. Let me put my glasses on. Blind. Yes, it says right here. Please remember, unvaccinated visitors are required to undergo PCR testing on the third day of arrival in Georgia. Unvaccinated. As a matter of fact, before I got this flyer on the counter by the passport control, I asked the custom office. Oh, she's very friendly. As a matter of fact, Yeah, it's truly. So far, people I've been meeting here in Georgia, there are three already. Actually, three. The custom officer, she's a police officer. You know, the custom. You know, in the passport control. The other, the money exchanger at the airport, as well as the cab driver. They're really hospitable. You know, no worries, right? Even the police officer who is in the immigration, they're the ones in charge of, you know, screening you and all those things, you know, for formalities, customs and immigration. Very, very, very friendly, and you feel very welcome. And then right after, this is not my passport. Welcome to Georgia. Okay, yeah. So this I got. So, but before I got this, I asked her, "Do I need to undergo COVID testing?" Because I know it was a regulation in the past. No, no, you don't need to. She said, because you got this COVID vaccination card. Hey, it's from the US. You know, this simple card that I got from CVS. They honor it. Pretty good, isn't it? So, I would recommend get vaccinated so you will have your ticket out the door in many countries, right? A good example is Georgia. So I don't need to undergo PCR testing. Again, this is right here. Unvaccinated are required, okay, to undergo PCR testing on the third day of arrival in Georgia. Alright, so I'm cool. But I still need to do COVID testing. I will do the rapid antigen test because on my way back to the States, it's a requirement at the end of the month. Anyway, so it's early in the morning. I trying to get sleep, but I couldn't. But anyway, so I think I got pretty good amount of sleep on my way from Seattle to Doha. I was seated. All seats are for me, or for me actually. It's a massive plane. The plane was not fully packed. It was on the way to Doha, so I was able to stretch. Yeah, practically almost 14 hours I was sleeping. Actually, the flight attendants will need to tap my shoulder to wake me up because I didn't put the sticker "not deserved" for my meals. Oh, yeah. Pretty good meal they have, the vegetarian meals, right? I love Qatar Airways as well as Emirates Air. They are the best airlines. It's award-winning airlines, right? Yeah, even a short flight, like for instance, a flight from Doha. Sorry, my brain is not processing well because lack of sleep. Anyway, from Doha to here, so a short flight, so they serve a full meal. Pretty good. If it is in American planes, pretzel. Flying from California, you're like pretzel. Anyway, so far so good. Thank God, everything went well. Flights, there were no delays, right? This time, no delays. Everything went on time. Yes, and the plane was pretty awesome. The cabin crew were very hospitable, extremely friendly. I got several chinwags, particularly with flight attendants in Qatar Airways on my way to Doha. They're really friendly because one thing is that it's very multicultural, from Kenya, from South Africa, as well as Ethiopia, and I was able to relate because I've been to those countries, except Ethiopia, you know, so I was able to relate some stories. It doesn't mean that you have to be in a country for you to have a better communication with the flight attendants. No, don't get me wrong, huh? It's just so happened that I've been to those nations, like for instance of Kenya. I was able to tell some stories, right? And then I told her, yeah, what about Naivasha, all those places, Nairobi, and then you start the conversation because you're making a connection, right? Anyway, as I said, don't get me wrong, you don't need to be in the country before to carry out a conversation. There are so many ways to learn about nations. Anyway, so let me take you. I'm here in my room. Sorry for the mess. Yep. Okay. So it's I think it's almost 6 o'clock now. Looks like, yeah. This is in Old Town, Tbilisi. All right. So beautiful. So you can see there is that's a tower. Okay. See, this is the Old Town Tbilisi, and you see the houses and the buildings are very rustic. Particularly this one. Right, this is from the window. Pretty rustic, and the streets are empty at this time because early in the morning. See the tower? Yeah, you can see that. The kind of like triangular tower. Yeah. At night, it looks like the mini Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. Right? Yeah, actually I saw it on my way here. When I was in the taxi, and realized that it is very well seen from the hotel I'm at here in Tbilisi. Yep. So I captured some photos and videos of it about around 4 o'clock in the morning when it was lighted. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so this is the outside. I'm in the second level. Very rustic. I believe this is a combination of residential and commercial areas. Nice graffiti out there, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry. And these are the rustic buildings. Let's go outside. I've never been to the balcony. Let's see. There's a balcony here. Oh my god. Oh, there's someone is outside. I don't want. Someone is outside. Well, I think I'm gonna do the videotaping later on because somebody is out. I don't want her to feel that I'm videotaping her. But anyway, so just a quick pic. Yeah, you probably saw that, right? I'll do it later because it's kind of like a stone throw away. It's a small alley. If I'm going to talk and talk and talk and talk, tell stories like what I'm doing, I don't want her to be surprised, right? Yeah, I'll do it later anyway. So you saw the outside. Once again, so now there's some cars. I have a balcony here. Yeah, I have several days anyway. Yep. Right. So back in the drawing board. Yes, I'm going to explore some sections of the Old Town today. I'm going to get a SIM card for my phone, and I learned there are 3 kinds of SIM cards here. So the best is mug tea. The mug teas you can use primarily all over Tbilisi. I'm planning to go to, actually I'm already set to go to Varzia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's the small town. I don't know exactly how far from it, but it is reachable by public buses. Public buses here are running, and foreigners can. Unlike in Seychelles, there are buses, but foreigners can't. They're not allowed because of the COVID, but here is open. This ancient cave system. That's what I would love to see. Called the Varzia. Search online. So that may be that towards the last week. I'll be here until the end of the month. Okay, so half a month here in Georgia, Tbilisi. I'm so thrilled and over the moon. Anyway, so I will just end this videotaping. Let me see. Yeah, she's still there. I don't want her to see that I am videotaping, and she may be captured now. And it's my first ever arrival. So I'll see everybody. Hopefully doing well. It's a fabulous day here in Georgia. The forecast is all sunny all week long. Alright, bye for now. Later. Once again, traveling is not arriving to a new destination, it is looking at the world in a different perspective. Keep that smile, and the world will smile at you. Cheers, be safe. Bye from Tbilisi in Georgia. Alright, so I was able to capture a little bit of the outside. That's from the balcony of the hotel. That's the old town, and see the rustic building, the brick wall building, and it's getting a little bit busy now because I think it's 7 in the morning, but it's still early though. And it's here the tooting of the bird. So this is in the old town, the best spot to start exploring the old Tbilisi. All right, so I see you later, and welcome to Georgia, here in the capital city, Tbilisi, in Caucasus. Later.